Hello, Light Roast ASMR here, and I have a very special video for you today. It was suggested by one of you that I make a video about my favorite tea. I seem to be drinking it just about every time I do a video, and I thought it would be nice to do one. Of course, it's no surprise the tea we have here is Earl Grey. I'm going to be drinking Earl Grey, of course, as always, and telling you a little bit about its history, what's in it, and give you some interesting sounds as well. So I hope you enjoy it. Here I have the loose leaf twinings, Earl Grey, and I make this when I have time, and when I'm feeling in the mood for something special. I just love the tin that it comes in. I think it gives some very good sounds. So the light can see it there. Here, I have probably what I drink the majority of the time, and that's the tea bag of Earl Grey. I have experimented and I've tried just about every Earl Grey I can find, and I keep coming back to this. I know it may not be the highest quality leaf, but as far as taste and as far as what I like, this is the best, and I will always be happy if I just have this. I do occasionally drink your English breakfast teas, Irish breakfast teas, those, but there's something about Earl Grey, it just can't be beat. Now there is some speculation as to the exact story behind it. Earl Grey is a blend of black tea with the oil from the bergamot fruit. Kind of like an orange. I've never even held a bergamot fruit, but you can look at pictures online and see what it looks like. But that's what gives it its distinct aroma. They even, when I've looked it up, they describe it as even a perfumey type smell. But immediately upon smelling Earl Grey, that's what gets your attention. Just a distinct, different, very pleasant, not sweet but not bitter. Just wonderful. It immediately will draw you in. Open up the back here. wasted. Very pleasant smell. I'll use that later. The legend says that the tea was made, or it was created for Charles Grey, the second Earl Grey, Prime Minister, who had helped rescue the drowning son of a Chinese mandarin while on some kind of mission. And this Chinese leader, or mandarin, was grateful for his son's salvation, that he wanted to gift his hero something. So in his honor, he presented this blend of tea back in the 1800s of the famous Chinese black tea and the bergamot fruit, and he gave it to the Earl and named it in his honor. And some of the research I did found out, and people were saying that the Earl never set foot in China, and more likely the Earl received a gift of China tea flavored with this bergamot, and it became known as we know it today. And then there's some other stories that say the tea came from Jackson's of Piccadilly. Lord Grey gave this recipe to that firm back in the 1800s, and they claim to be the ones still making it today. Let's talk a little bit about the bergamot, the actual fruit, the oils. What's in this tea? Well, it's very unique. Again, I'm not an expert on this fruit. I've never dealt with it before, never seen it. But it's in the same category as, say, an orange, citrus flavor. It's the oil extract from the bergamot fruit, a relation of the orange. Bergamot are indigenous to Southeast Asia and are also grown in Italy as commercial crop. According to master tea blender Alex Probin, there are many different grades of bergamot that can be used to flavor the tea, so consumers shouldn't assume one brand will taste the same as another. Depending on the blend, you could be drinking tea containing oil, granules, or sprays from the fruit, but as long as the flavoring imparts enough strength to the tea and has plenty of longevity, you'll always have a delicious cup. I would agree with that. Again, Twinings is my first choice. Bigelow makes a good Earl Grey. Some of your more higher qualities, Starbucks, I know sells it's their blend or brand of tea. I believe it's pronounced Tazo. Someone could help me with that pronunciation, but it's probably my second choice. I enjoy that tea. And then, of course, there's Teavana, very high quality tea. And if you're willing to pay the price, I would recommend buying a tin and getting some of that. Whoops, I dropped my bag in my tea. Now a good friend of mine who enjoys coffee just as much as I do, we get together, we drink coffee, and we're obsessed, we're addicted. But I started telling him about tea and how I have made it my coffee substitute during the evenings to cut back on the caffeine. And he told me he always wanted to get into tea, but never knew what to do or where to look with it. So he asked me for a recommendation, and I said, without hesitation, I said, you need to get Earl Grey, and that needs to be the first tea you try. If you don't like Earl Grey, you won't like English breakfast tea, you won't like any of the others, in my opinion, because you can leave the tea bag of Earl Grey in, and it'll never get better, in my opinion. But most of your other ones, besides like your oolong teas and most of your black teas, are going to have to be pulled out after about 2 or 3 minutes. But Earl Grey, something about it tends to stay very mild and doesn't grow bitter on you. So he went and tried Earl Grey and immediately fell in love with it. He carries around a bag of Earl Grey tea in his pocket everywhere he goes. And he tells everyone about me hooking him up, and he couldn't be more grateful. But I love this tea, and I would recommend to you, if you're thinking about getting into tea, try Earl Grey first. And just know, just like anything else, there's a bitterness to it, and you have to let your body acclimate and adjust to it, just like coffee. And once you get used to the flavor, it becomes so inviting. And without any kind of sweetener, nothing in it, just plain, just the tea and the oils and all the flavors in it by themselves become so rich and tasty. It's just so pleasant. So there you have it, Earl Grey tea. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos. I could review other kind of teas I drink if you'd like to see that. I've got more Bible studies I'm planning, and thinking about doing a few more chapters of a story I'm working on. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave your comments, feedback, suggestions, ideas. And I want to say thank you for your support. Have a good night. Have a good day. Wherever you find yourself, I pray you'll be relaxed.